Hello gamers, Agavor here with yet another tips video for you sexy survivors. Before I overload your brain with information, I would like to say that while most of these tips are for 0.44, some of them are from previous updates. So let's get started. Let's start with tip number 1, Melee weapons have had their damage reduced on zombies. Aiming for a zombie's head is now critical to killing them efficiently, even with a fire axe. Guns do the same amount of damage to zombies. Swinging melee weapons inside buildings is now more effective than it was in previous updates. Oh yeah. Zombies can now somehow follow you up more staircases in game. Zombies can now jump attack while they're sprinting, meaning you're vulnerable to zombie attacks even while you're sprinting yourself. Zombies do not despawn and respawn instantly now. The despawn timer is set from 3 seconds up to around 2 minutes, a much needed update. Going into first person will help you a lot more with getting headshots on zombies. Binoculars can now be found where compasses can be found. It can be placed in the chest holster. Nailed it. The binoculars zoom in to around the same distance as a long-range scope does. If you hold the right mouse button while looking down the iron sights of any gun, you can zoom in further. This is the same distance of zoom without a gun, however. The PU scope and ACOG scope now automatically zoom in to around 3 to 4 times magnification, around twice the zoom we have as standard. The other M4 optics do not have this zoom, making the ACOG the alpha male of M4 optics. The reload sound when logging in has been completely removed, as if I wasn't paranoid enough in game. A new animation has been added to drawing and holstering pistols. Here it is with the chest holster, here it is without the chest holster. This opens up a new playstyle for magicians. The 1911 has been given a new texture. The original 1911 is still in game. The new texture is silver when in your hands or on the floor, not black when inspected for some reason. You'll probably need a mag to go with that 1911. Luckily, tents at Balota and the Northwest Airfield now spawn a buttload of magazines, optics and general military gear. With the new 1-to-1 mouse control, larger weapons spin slower than smaller weapons, meaning pistols have an advantage in close combat. Using the iron sights is now very beneficial to knowing exactly where your gun is pointing. Don't fire your gun unless you absolutely have no choice. Most guns can be heard faintly up to 1 kilometer away by players when it's not raining. You can find guns quite easily under these blue carriages and in these red and white towers. Sheds now spawn a huge amount of industrial loot. You'll find mostly craftables, melee weapons and headgear here. Crossbows spawn where Mosins, shotguns and the like spawn. Bolts spawn where ammo spawns and bolt quivers spawn where snaploaders spawn. These houses here still don't spawn loot. Neither do these log cabins, but this particular log cabin has a chance at spawning the M4A1 on the right side of the fireplace. Tracksuit Pants have been added to pant spawns. Instead of being travellers of Chernarus, we can now be gypsies. The pickaxe has been added to melee weapon spawns and does the same amount of damage as a splitting axe. Aim far above the head for headshots. An ashwood bow is now a craftable item. To craft it, simply combine a piece of rope and an ashwood stick. This bow still needs work and doesn't shoot yet. The best place to find an ashwood stick is in this shed. You can also poke zombies in the eye with it.
Fatality.
Getting someone to force feed you is faster than eating the food yourself. Here comes the aeroplane! The fire axe is the worst item to open cans with, sometimes spilling more than 60% of the contents, whereas other weapons only spill around 30%. The zucchini has just been added to fruit spawns and can be eaten twice before being consumed. I don't like the zucchini, it intimidates my manhood. There are 3 stages of being stuffed: light green, brown and red. Eating up to stuffed brown or stage 2 is fine. You can now throw most one-handed items. To throw an item, place the item in your hands, press spacebar and press or hold G. Thrown items do not damage players or zombies yet. Holding your cursor like this on the serverless scroller will show you when the servers stop loading, basically when it stops moving. If you have a lot of friends, you can see who, in specific, is on which server by clicking details. I only have one friend, so this doesn't help me. The cooldown timer for switching or rejoining the same server has been increased from 300 seconds to 600 seconds, or from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Servers in a server list with an X next to the time means they are accelerated. Keep your flashlight on you at all times, as day can turn to night in seconds. Double tapping F with your flashlight out will turn it off or on quicker. If you happen to misplace your flashlight, you can use a weapon flashlight instead. Sunset and sunrise are not synced among players. There seems to be a delay, so be careful when travelling at dusk or dawn. You can run faster up and down stairs if you pull out any weapon while doing so. This also works on steep hills. 3 new player spawn points have been added to 0.44. The first one is Clen, the second one is just north of Northeast Airfield, and the third one is Orlevets. The hard hat no longer absorbs shock damage. Make your mind up, devs. The UN helmet is simply a texture variant of the ballistic helmet. Spraying the UN helmet turns it into a black or green ballistic helmet. You can spray paint the M4 and all handguards, all buttstocks, and even some magazines. Putting morphine auto-injectors in your pants to make your gentleman sausage seem larger is a bad idea. The results of a broken leg usually mean all the items inside your pants become ruined. Use the zucchini instead, tested and approved by Agafor. Bonus tip! There is still no substantial amount of ballistic protection for the chest or back in-game, which makes me sad. On the bright side, at least those no-skill campers are not complaining on the forums. This is totally not a rant about how that camper insta-killed me earlier today. Bastard. So there you have it, 44 tips for 0.44. While not a lot has been added to 0.44 compared to previous updates, the new one-to-one mouse control and less desync lag due to network fixes makes DayZ feel less clunky. This update has mostly brought about stronger foundations for DayZ Standalone, even if stable is quite unstable for now. Let me and others know your opinion on this update in the comments. If you have any questions, can add to this list, or think any of the tips I've given are wrong, please let me know in the comments. If you learned something in this video, give it some love with a like. Until next time, thank you for watching, good luck in 0.44, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.